I did a video on this last night in regards to how you can use AI to actually help you invest. And check out that video. It was a live event I did on a Sunday afternoon, and I think you might find that a little intriguing. So let's get over to this. We're going to go into DeepSeek, and here's what it does. You plug in this information here, and it's checking out the data there. While it's doing that, let's get over to what ChatGPT had to say about this. So let's go through here. It says, I asked it, what does it do? So what happens during a recession in most cases? Well, interest rates usually fall. Okay, so that might be good news for homeowners and home buyers. During recessions, the Federal Reserve often lowers interest rates. We're looking at them doing that right now, making borrow cheaper and so forth. So let's get to historical examples of this. And I just put it in ChatGPT, so I'm not manipulating any numbers. So let's get over there. I'll get my head out of the way so you can see the entire screen. Here's what we're seeing. In 2001, we had the dot-com bust. Federal funds rate dropped from 6.5%. It's 4.25 right now in 2000 to 1% in 2003. Stimulated growth after the tech bubble. Okay, what happened in 2008? The housing crisis, the biggest housing crisis we ever had in history. And to learn that and to figure out what happened actually, you have to really dive into the details. But this was actually just brought about by subprime mortgages. Believe it or not, it almost took down the whole world. Fed dropped interest rates from 5.25% to basically zero. Okay, rates stayed near zero for years. Then the 2020 COVID recession, Fed slashed rates. So Fed slashed rates, Fed dropped rates, Fed dropped rates. So in most cases, the Fed's going to drop rates. Now, did that cause housing markets to crash? Well, if you go down through here, what happened? House prices crashed during that Great Recession. Okay, why? It was the bubble bursting in that subprime mortgages. You saw Arizona over a 50% drop. So you're seeing a lot of people saying, oh, Arizona's back and Austin's going to lose 50%. Guys, I don't know if we're going to ever see house prices losing 50% again. This was a worldwide catastrophic event, but you never know what's going to happen. 2001, what happened? Real estate houses barely budged, barely dipped. Okay. 2020 recession boomed. So we had one where it crashed, and this is what everybody's talking about. Yeah, this one which really did nothing. And then you had this one that just put home prices at astronomical prices. Well, let's get over to DeepSeek. See what it has to say with this. Let's see if the trends are there, because I don't want to manipulate this. You guys need to understand these markets and the news behind it and the facts behind it. So let's go back here.